computer doesn't play very good, does he? Alright, so we're live. And welcome to another Classic Plays. I'm Rob Jordan Live. Oh, Rob Jordan Lives. And we already had our first mistake. But right out of the gate. I'm impressed with myself. So, if you weren't around for the first edition of this, played through the first few levels and talked about how the game, how it affected all of us from, just wowing us with the technology, two, and how it basically changed gaming as we knew it. So, this one we're going to. Oh, and there's also a lot of crappy play because I haven't touched this game in maybe as long as some of you have been alive. As scary as that is. But anyway, so this one we're going to play the next few levels, and we're going to talk about where the game kind of went from the shareware, because I talked about how the shareware, that was just amazing for what we got for free, and how it went from there, and some of the different things that people did to the game, where some modifications and stuff, but it was pretty crazy. So anyway, we're gonna just load up our save game here and see what we'll see. So, alright, you gotta love instantaneous loading. Whoa, hey. Already making friends. Stop with your shotgunning. So again, this is less to do with badass skills and more to do with just getting through the game and talking about it. So, like I mentioned last during the last episode, my friend Andy, if by some weird twist of fate you're listening, sorry bro, I still owe you that Mortal Kombat soundtrack CD that I ended up borrowing from you and never got back to you. Sorry about that. A little aside there. But he was the first one to actually buy the game, probably because he was the first one to actually have money. The rest of us were broke. We're gonna switch to shotgun here. Running a little low on ammo on the minigun. Now you may see me blast barrels for no good reason. It's because I don't want to keep dying from exploding barrels. Hey, look who's there! The drawing mistress herself. Hey there, Shimu. How you doing? May I have you make a new picture for me, because I only have two. So that should have made some friends somewhere. Oh no, that's right, grabbing the key card will. Hi everyone! Quit all this living. Haha! My massive sidestep skills are no match. Oh well, they're no match for my sidestep. Yeah, that didn't quite come out the way I wanted to. So anyway, so Andy bought it first, and the first thing he did was lord it over the rest of us, of course. And oh, hey, stop that! Ow! I should probably clear the room before I start talking. Might be helpful. Anyway. So he lorded it over the rest of us that he had the full game. And one of the things with the full game was you had the rest of the weapons. And it's stuck right in that thing. Couldn't dodge. And so he showed us later levels and stuff that we just didn't have, and later weapons like the plasma rifle, which is like my personal favorite. So, of course, we had to also get the full game. And one of the things, I probably should have looked this up because it just makes me look like an idiot. But I don't think that there was co-op play per se in the first one. I mean, I think you could co-op, but you had to be careful not to shoot each other. So, let's see here. Here we go. So, there's that. Anyway, God damn it, I can't get a full beat on those guys today. I was doing so good in the first one. There we go. Pancakes. I'm not doing good this time, guys. But anyway, so I think, you know, a couple of guys in there. I got it like next to last because I was always broke. God, what? Which one of us? Oh crap! Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. But but one of our guys, he managed to pick it up for, like on sale, and got like a 2-for-1 deal. I forget exactly where. We ended up picking up a couple of versions of it that way. I'm having real trouble hitting him with the shotgun today. Let's see. And so, like I said, I was one of the last ones to get it. But when I did, like, I played it like all the time. I mean, this almost was a like next profession for me. And so I got really good. I know it doesn't look like it here, but we all just sat around and played this. And one of the things that we did is we brought over computers to each other's houses and played it that way. So, a little lucky right there. Hey, there's a sheep in my chat. You stop all that sheeping. Where's that? Damn. Where is he? Oh, right there. See, there's no mini-map per se that shows enemies. I mean, you can bring up this, and you can zoom in. Again, for those that weren't here last time. It's pretty helpful if you're trying to figure out where you're supposed to go next. But it doesn't show any enemies. So, let's see. So, with us playing this as much as we did, we got ridiculously good. Now, there's no internet at this time. Well, I mean, there was internet, but there's no internet play. It was all local. So, you could only play with, like, your friends. I want to open the door. Aha, I run past you. Oh, hi there. There we go. Sorry. It's like actually trying to dodge that time. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Did I see somebody? No. Where's... Oh, there they are. Oh, and an Invisi-Pinky. Oh, whoops. Probably stay off of the acid. So with us playing this all the time, I mean, we were scouring BBSs and stuff. I suppose I should explain what a BBS is. BBS, let's see here. I'm connected to my own PC so I can play with friends in games like Dune. Oh, that's actually really cool. This is the Steam version there, Sheepy. It doesn't really need anything that comes with like DOSBox and stuff like that. I thought that opened up. Yes, this is one of those mash use until hey, there we go. And a rocket launcher. How useful. So now you see this partial invisibility. It's not real. Oh crap! It's not really invincibility, or invincibility. Invisibility. I just did the old meme thing again. What it is it makes you hard to see. That's all it really does. And usually the computer, like, especially later levels, they get you anyway. It's not really all that useful. The only time it's really all that useful is against humans. Yes. Bulletin boards. Yes, sorry, I got sidetracked. Yes, I so often do. Hey, I saw you. The bulletin boards were dial-up. You know, most people probably know what dial-up is. It is just a way to connect. Now, back in those days, there was like the speed of like 56K modem today would be so annoying that people wouldn't be able to handle it. How the hell did I get in here? I forgot. Where's the damn door? Anyway, but at the time, I think I had the fastest modem because I think my dad and I like shared a modem, and I think I had like a 900 baud modem. That should tell you just how insane the speed was. So if you think of 56K, you're not really sure what the hell that means. 56K is like 5,600, I believe, baud. Now think about 900 baud then. Okay, where the fuck did I come in here? I don't understand. I forgot. I was too busy chatting with y'all. And sorry for the but you just have to keep hitting use until you find what you're looking for. Crap. Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. At least it wasn't like 15 minutes like it was last time. Anyway, so we achieve a dial-up, glorious ISDN. Oh yeah, 7K a second. Oh yeah, good times. Yeah, ISDN. Well, like there was like a 128 kilobit. And that was just like God speed at, you know, that was later. I don't think I had it that was available at the time. But what was available at the time, like a few years later, was running 2 modems, which means you would need 2 phone lines and 2 internet connections, like 2 phone lines, and then you would need like 2, unless your like ISP supported it. You would need 2 ISP connections, so you would need like 2 phone numbers. Remember, you're calling, and you wanted local numbers so you didn't get charged long distance. So, yeah, we already cleared all this out. Shotgun technology. Yeah, there you go, D-Sun. We didn't C64, we had C128. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look, the whole band's getting together now. So anyway, but all that moot. There was no playing this over the internet. Okay, you know, I suppose there might have been some like way you could finagle it, but they're just for us normal plebes, there was not. So going over to people's houses, you can only play with your friends. So you get used to kicking the crap out of your friends. You'd want to kick the crap out of someone else. Well. There's these things called like tournaments, like where people would get together and like hook all their computers together and like play Doom, and like I don't even remember what else they would play. Stop all your living. And it was like a big deal. I mean, people took it really seriously, even back then. You know, like the esports kind of mentality was there, and this was like the first like real one that I can remember, like competitive game in that sense. There was other games that people like played, like some space sims and things like that. But this is the one where, like, I've seen fist fights happen over this game. And, you know, I am laughing, but I can't really say that I never had that problem, because I kind of did. Hey, look, wow, there's so many people in here. Nice. I'm glad you guys all showed up. That's really cool. It makes it a little easier to talk, and you guys can help keep me on track, because you know that is not my strong suit. Oh, hi there. Eat shotgun to the face. Just grabbing all this stuff here. Alright. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to bother with that. Okay. See here. Sorry, I'm just looking around. Especially with these later levels, I don't really recall a lot of this, because again, it's been quite a while. That should raise. Well, it did something. I pissed somebody off. Where are you? It's another thing. It's so hard to peer into the distance as it might be. It's super duper pooper scooper pixelated, and at the time this was like, again, this was like so far ahead of anything that we'd seen that it was, you know, it just was amazing. So we didn't really give it any second thought. You know, it's amazing how fast things change, right? So why is there a suit over there? Saw a suit. It's right there. See, this is, see, remember I said you turn green, you can walk around in this crap? Yeah, I'm invincible. Eat me. But it does have a finite amount. So, let's go see what's going on over here. Yeah, I just don't like barrels just sitting there. See, that's the other thing. There was no really like aiming. You just kind of pointed, and like the guns just sort of like looked at enemies. Alright, that should piss them off. There we go. There we go. Hi! No biting! No biting. I said no biting. So, you know what I should have been doing? I should have been, when they're that far away, I should be using a rocket launcher. It's just kind of noobing it up right now, and I know I'm just going to eat a rocket shell to the face. Ow, hey! Stop that. Oh, shotgun guys, man. They just blast your ass off. So, anyway, I see a switch. Oh. Sorry about that, guys. Phone's ringing, but... Oh. Ah! Owie. Wow, that was distracting. See, I have to turn my phone up really high because, unfortunately, my hearing is going out a little bit. It's one of the joys you have to listening to loud music and then getting older. Jesus. I made so many friends. I think I better Go look for some health, huh? Because I ate too many things to the face there. There we go. Feeling a little bit better about myself. I do have chain gun ammo. Chain guns, again, are good for like sort of stun locking enemies. The shotgun obviously does more damage per shot, but there we go, much better. Again, not really looking for perfection here. So anyway, again, I get all sidetracked on stuff. It's all your guys' fault. How dare you? But so when we all got the game, we all played each other to death and got sick of it, basically. We always knew, you know, what the other one was going to do. It was almost like I could shoot a rocket down the hallway just by, like, counting and knowing that somebody's going to run out in front of it. So what we did is we started going to these tournaments, and there was no prize money, there was nothing else. It was just basically a bunch of dudes sitting around computers on card tables, you know, screaming obscenities at each other and blowing the crap out of each other. That's basically all it was. But, you know, as things went on, obviously, you know, everything became more esports, even before esports was a word. There was tournaments that you end up getting money for and things, but we didn't go to those. I mean, I was a kid and didn't have time for all that crap. So, you know, and like fighting games and stuff were the only tournaments that I heard that actually had money, and that was that was like down in California, and you know, I didn't have time for that either. So one thing to note with like the controversy with Doom, so violent and stuff. As you recall, this was long before the Columbine stuff. There, you know, the people were like, you know, just had parents and crap that were worried about violence. So, I'm at the computer station, but I say I'm actually gonna save here because I'm an idiot. I'm eating too many bullets to the face. But anyway, so with the controversy and stuff being too violent of a game, most parents just were like pushing back. I say basically internet, but I don't know. Basically, like parents were pushing back, and we found out through like our friends and stuff that like I think one of the guys we regularly played with, his parents actually took the game away from him. They were going to take his computer unless he deleted the game. So, you know, that's kind of what was going around then. Like I said, there was no Columbine yet, but like parents are freaking out that you could shoot rockets and blow bloody splatters all over the place. But it actually got worse from there. Because, you know, like I said, we were checking BBS's and, like, you know, strategies and, you know, just chatting with friends about the game and things like that. We heard about this thing, like, called, modding of the game. Now, I'm sure that game modding happened long before this game. I'm just sure of it, because, I mean, as long as there's been like stuff, people wanted to poke around with it and change it, right? So, but this was like the first game that I actually heard about that, you know, game modding. Now, at least one of the things that stayed with me when I was watching it, when you load the game, I know it loads, you know, too fast for you to see it now through like DOSBox and stuff, but there's it's the Doom WAD. Is what's loaded, and that has like everything. It has like the levels and things like that. It's basically one ginormous file. Now, they were tricky. Either they did this on purpose, or it was just a happy coincidence. But the DoomWad file, even for the shareware version, was too big to fit on a floppy. And remember, we didn't have, you know, anything else. Basically, we had like tape drives, like tape backups, and floppy disks. So that's all we had. And you know, I didn't know anybody who had a tape drive, so Doom mod couldn't fit on a floppy. So once the game was installed, you couldn't like copy it off onto a floppy or something. So one of the things like that when you bought the game, like the WAD file is huge. I mean, at the time it was like, I think it was like 8 megs. And I know that sounds like nothing now. just sitting there thinking about this, but it was too big to fit on anything. So you couldn't like buy the game and then, you know, save your WAD file on something and like give it out or something like that. You couldn't do that. You would have to like actually pass around your disk, and you didn't really want to do that because, you know, there's jackasses that, you know, would not give them back, or they would like break them or something. Remember, floppy disks were super fragile. You know, I'm not even talking about the 5 1/4, you know, like 1.2 meg actual floppy disks. I'm talking about the 3.5 144s. They were still super fragile and just prone to get bad sectors like crazy. So once CD-ROM came out and was more mainstream, then things became less of a problem. But yeah, I'm just sitting here, so let's move along, shall we? But anyway, so the modding of the Doom WAD files, it was like, I don't even to this day I'm not really sure how they did it, but they put like crazy things into it. Like first, it was just like making your own levels and things like that before they had like a level editor. That was a lot of dudes, wasn't it? But you know, like I'm trying to think of the very first one I saw. I think it was just like a screw you mod, where it was like absolutely impossible. I think it was like nothing but cyber demons throughout the whole game, and it was just like, oh, what the hell are you gonna do? You got a friggin' pistol and a room full of cyber demons. Those are the big guys, like the goat head guys that throw the green fireballs. Where the hell are you? I hear you growling at me. Oh, there you are. See how it kind of stun locks him? I hear the shotgun. Oh, there we go. What did I say about your living? Knock it off. So, anyway. That was the first one. The first one was the Screw You mod, and it was like, well, I'm not quite sure what the usefulness of this is, but okie dokie. Let's see here. What did Super Bowl have to say? Basically just a shareware. Didn't get the full reason for a lot of years. Scummy data mission companies sold shareware game. You know, I actually heard about that. That's some messed up crap right there. They're selling shareware games as like full games. Yeah, that's some bullshit. But anyway, I'm pretty sure, you know, if this, you know, Patreon thing actually ever works, I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that, because it didn't just happen to you guys. It happened elsewhere too. Like I remember seeing like the Egghead. Does anyone here actually remember the Egghead store? I think that's what Newegg became, or something crap like that. But yeah, they sold friggin' shareware games, and not even like new shareware games. It was like they hyped them up, and it ends up like some old ancient bullcrap. Yeah, it was not cool. Anyway, hi there. I love it's just one sound for everything. So anyway, modding of the Doom files. Well, like I said, things got worse with parental like monitoring, because I think I see something moving down there. Hello? Oh, there you are. I switched to the shotgun because there's so much shotgun ammo just lying around. Let's see. Got real full games. Oh, God. Yeah. Trust me. Again, if this thing kind of, takes off and actually works, we're going to cover Duke Nukem 3D. Because that was another game that was sort of revolutionary for the time. And just from what they got away with in that game. But anyway, so again, you keep distracting me from modding the WAD files. But what got worse was people figured out that you could throw in your own pictures into this game. Now think about that for a second. You got teenagers that can change one of their favorite games into whatever they wanted, and could then add any picture. What the hell? Any picture that they wanted. So think about that for a second. You know what's coming next, and you are correct. Quit shooting me. So. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now we're cooking with propane. Anyway, so yes, there was a nude mod, and I mean this was like, this wasn't even like VGA. This was like quarter VGA. This was like 320 by 240, and pictures like that. But they had nude chicks, kind of like, either they were like pole dancing, running at you, or they were God, what were they? It was like, I don't know. They were like wriggling on something, running at you. Okay. Now, obviously, if parents have a problem with the violence, really not going to want you to sit there looking at like pixelated boobs either. So this caused like a huge uproar. I remember, and I didn't even have the mod. Like, it's like my mom came down and was like trying to dig through my computer, and she doesn't know anything about computers. But she wanted to dig through to make sure that I was not viewing pixelated boobs as I was blowing them up. So I don't know. I just the whole concept just cracks me up for some reason. It was what the hell did I go? The whole that whole thing. I think it almost got the game banned from like our particular group. And it was like, I think a dad actually convinced her to like say, you know, look, I mean, well, they can't control what people do. Alright, here we go. So, yeah. So anyway, but that was huge. I mean, and again, there's so many firsts with this game. I think that was like the first time I ever saw that. Though there were games that you had like nude stuff in it. But let's see, Rob, will you get time after stream time? Send a pic of the. Oh, I sent a pic. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, because that's straight bullshit right there. But yeah, so that got the game banned, and I think that actually also got a response from. See, you can't jump. There's no jumping. You think you can just hop over that ledge and go get that? No, there's none of that. So, I pissed something off, didn't I? Let's wait to grab that until later. But yeah, Dad was the one that convinced her that we could still play the game. So, but I mean, we were watched at that point. They wanted to know what we were playing, you know, if there was any new mods out. Yeah, it was almost like crazy censorship. But you see, we didn't even know that we had it good. I mean, there was... What the hell? Ah, crap. Nah, I gotta... Back off, jack off. There we go. Glad I waited to grab that. But yeah, it, Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out there, Sheep. But I mean, there was like other mods that came out, and we had to like justify, like, you know, hopping on the modem and downloading them from a BBS. There was very little free reign after that for a while. I mean, eventually, you know, they backed off, like as parents do. I mean, they know that we're not, you know, we're just kids being kids, but you know, like that was like the first game that I can recall that you had that particular problem. See, isn't a door over here? Sorry guys, it's been so long. Here, let's pull up the map. See if I can remember how to read the damn map. Let's see here. Oops. Yeah, you can. Yeah, nothing is paused. Yeah, it's right here. Duh. Here's a blue key card. Yay, blue key card. I have them all. As useful as that has been. Oh, hi. Yeah, you gotta... Ah, crap. Of course there was a frickin' third one. Not sure that was worth it for 3 shells. Shotgun guys are dicks. And you know this, man. Oh, crap. Hi! So, I'm sorry, I kind of got quiet there for a second. Here we go. What happened after this? Like, the modding scene actually, I think the modding scene actually caused, the marketing of Doom 2 to be a little different. Like, I don't think that they ever actually said, hey, you can mod the game and stuff. I think it was more like towards the end of the game, like the game's life. I think it was more along the lines of Doom, like it was, you know, do whatever you want, that kind of a thing. I don't think they ever actually said that, but oh. Ah, they're tricky. But it was something along the lines of, you know, hey, you know, this game, what you heard about it is true, that kind of a thing. You know, if you get my meaning. So, I mean, they were pretty sly about it. They were, you know, they didn't come out and say, hey, you know, install the boob mod and go to town there, buddy. It was, it was a little more subtle than that. But, like Doom 2... Did I see a door? Now you can hear the monsters fighting. Like I told you, that part where... I got all those bullets, but I don't need them. That part was really nice. Like, especially in the later levels, you could open up a room, shoot one monster, and, get them to start fighting, and they basically will just kill themselves. So that part was good. Alright. We finished up another one, didn't we? So, here we go. Yeah, there we know par. With Doom 2, I don't know if the crazy mods like started with Doom, like the vanilla Doom 2. I know when Doom 2 like released like the extra levels and stuff, that's when Doom 2 started getting really modded. But at the time, a lot of people were still playing just Doom 1. We got like new levels and stuff like that, and like super hard mode, and then the level editor and things like that. So it became less of a oh shit. That was a no good. That was a drop your fudge moment there. Pretty sure this is the last level, guys. What do you think about that? Oh yeah. Right here, I pick up all the maps. See, that was another thing. Think about that for a second. That was an innovation. Maps? Like you pick up the whole map data? And see how it's gray where I haven't been yet? That's how you know. Let's actually zoom out a little more so you can see the shape. You thinking that we're about to head into some shit? You see these things right here? Bad shit's about to happen. God damn it, die. Quit your living. Yeah, bad shit's about to happen here, guys. Don't need the shotgun. But, like, whenever they give you, like, all the guns, you know stuff is about to happen. Sure, let's just go push this button. What could possibly go wrong? Well. See, with the rocket launcher, it's not too bad. Aha! Eat me! I win forever! With my unstoppable rocket attack. Yeah, this was like, if you didn't have, like the rocket launcher, or if you didn't have much ammo with the rocket launcher, that could have been, you know, a little more scary. Oh, you didn't like this level as a kid? Music was sad, and the end was you dying. That's true! Of course, you just gave away the ending. Darn you sheep. Maybe I should have made it last a little bit longer instead of just rocket launching the shit out of them. But yeah, this is the end of the first thing. This was the end. This was the last thing we saw in the shareware. Was stepping into this, and then, you know, I'll show you what happens. Sheep kind of let it out of the bag, but we'll just step onto here. Hi! Yeah, there's just no way of winning. Even if you know what's coming, there's just no way of winning. But then you see this. Once you beat the big badasses and clean out the moon base, you're supposed to win, aren't you? Aren't you? Where's your fat reward and ticket home? What the hell is this? It's not supposed to end this way. It stinks like rotten meat, but looks like the lost Deimos base. Looks like you're stuck on the shores of hell. The only way out is through. To continue the Doom experience, play The Shores of Hell and its amazing sequel, Inferno. Now, you saw that, and that was basically telling you to get the game. I believe if they had the shareware version, it also had like a shareware splash, but this obviously isn't the shareware version. Oh, couldn't understand tech. I see what you're saying. Alright, well, so that was Doom. It was sort of abbreviated this time around since we did so much before, but I wanted to sit here and chat a little bit about this. You got all the way up here with shareware, the free, and that was an incredible value. Didn't I say sheep? Oh, no, you said Shio. I see. Okay. But that was just an amazing value. You got it for free, or, you know, whatever it cost you to download it and save the install to make discs and stuff. So, you know, when we got this, it blew our minds. This was amazing. We had nothing before, you know, nothing before it could touch this game. And when we got the full version, you know, I mean, we spent like just hours and hours after school and stuff like that playing through this game. You know, like I come home from football practice and immediately just run to my room and start playing and trying to get through some of the later levels in Inferno, which are just devious. We, you know, that's what we did, and it actually caused us to leave our rooms, granted to go into larger rooms, but we played with other people, you know, sort of like the budding, you know, esports that we have today. You know, it was obviously not quite as polished as it is today. There was no announcers. Team Spooky was not streaming it. There was no streaming, but you know, it was. It was sort of the genesis of all that stuff. And when I look back on it, you know, I think that had we known what was really starting up, maybe we would have tried to put in a little more structure. But again, we were kids. What were we really going to do? You know, we just wanted to get there and eat Doritos and frag each other. And also, I think the multiplayer, I think frag is is how many kills you got. But I think that was the first time frag was used in that way in a game. I may be wrong. I don't pull this stuff from like Wikipedia or like history of video games, you know, brought to you by the History Channel. This is all from my memory, and you know, my friends actually called up. I tried to call up Andy to ask him about some stuff, but he is overseas and cannot talk to me right now. So. Yeah, so, but this is all like my recollection and stuff, you know, and I'm trying to keep it that way because anybody can just pull up a Wikipedia and give you facts. I mean, hell, you can pull up Wikipedia and save, you know, however long this video's been to know the particulars. But I figured that it was more interesting to know, like, from perspective of someone that actually grew up with it, and I hope that it's been interesting. Like, again, I know the production quality sucks. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of new to this. But I just hope the information was interesting and my horrible gameplay was amusing enough to keep you here to the end. I think we're going to... I actually thought there was a little more to this game. Yeah, I forgot exactly where I left off. But I wanted to... just thank you guys for hanging out with me, tossing questions. It helps keep me on track and takes me off track. But I figure, you know, less scripted, more free flowing is a little more interesting. You know, it just gives you sort of the honest opinion. And I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do next. I sort of always assumed that I'm just going to move on to Shores of Hell. If people actually wanted me to. I'll watch comments and stuff. Like, I'm gonna post this on YouTube as well. But I always like having people hang out in the stream, so it kind of keeps it lively in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna move on to Shores of Hell. I don't know if we're gonna play through the whole Doom game necessarily, because I just want to make my point. There's a couple more things talk about. I believe the Columbine thing happened during when Doom 2 came out, but they talked about the original Doom being the game that they played all the time. So I may talk a bit about that. I don't want to get too political or too into that kind of stuff, because that's not really my thing. But it's just what we heard and what we thought. So we're pretty sure we'll play through Shores of Hell, and then we'll see what happens after that. Okay, guys? Again, this is an episode of Classic Plays. We just finished up Doom 1, Knee Deep in the Dead. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and spending some time with me. So if you guys thought it was really interesting, maybe go hit up my Patreon, or if not, if you can't, hey man, I know all about that. So just hang around and see what happens next. All right? Oh yeah, there's Wolfenbach. You can manage to come at the very end, my friend. Just turning it off. But yeah. So we're calling the episode done. So thank you guys very much for hanging out with me, and we'll talk to you later.